Hi there, my name is Andrew Adams from Parker Adams Boat Sales and welcome to another walkthrough video. Now today we are presenting this beautiful Princess 50. Now this is a 2007 boat and she is absolutely immaculate. I've not seen a better example of a 2007 boat. Now, not only is she presented in fantastic condition, but she's also got the largest engine options. These are the Volvo Penta D12 engines in this boat, which pumps this boat along incredibly well. And we're really excited about taking this boat out in the next couple of weeks to do a drone video and show you how she performs out on the water. So for the rest of the video, what we're going to do is show you over the boat, show you the features, the benefits, show you how much space she's got. And what you'll do when you look over the boat is just get that overall feel of Princess quality. This boat absolutely uses it and has been kept in beautiful condition by its current owner. So without further ado, I'll step on board the boat and show you over her. So we'll start off on the bathing platform. As you can see, this boat is fitted with a passerelle. Now this is one of the heavy duty passerelles. You can see the base goes right the way down there and is able to lift a really good substantial tender onto the bathing platform here. I've paced it out and I think you can probably get about a 3.2 metre tender on the back here. Loads and loads of space, and you'll also notice that this boat has got upgraded lighting package on it. So on the stern of the boat, you've got courtesy deck lights just above the teak laid bathing platform. I mentioned about the teak laid platform. The condition of this is all very, very nice. This is all original teak, but clearly been kept in very nice condition. The chocks here, ready to take a tender. And nestling down there, you'll see a stern thruster. I say you'll see it, you may not see it on the video, but I'll show you up at the helm console a bit later on. There is a stern thruster on this boat, so it's fitted with both a bow thruster and a stern thruster, which makes handling this boat an absolute breeze. So let's step inside the cockpit and I'll show you more around. The size of the cockpit is what starts to make a really big difference when you look at the difference of boats between the 40-foot and the 50-foot boat. I always think it makes a significant difference in just how much space you get here. When you look at a 40-foot boat, you typically have the seating along the back, step forward, perhaps lazarette space, and then the door very, very quickly. When you step up to a boat of this size, there's the ability to have a table here, a couple of directors' chairs, and it's always nice to look out that way and see the vista from behind the boat. So this is a really, really good size cockpit space. I mentioned about the teak. There's lots and lots of teak here, but again, it's all in absolutely excellent condition. The steps up to the flybridge, there's about 6 steps up to the flybridge. They're all inset and it's very deep, chunky, Princess quality teak. And then again, round to the side decks, you've got another 2 large chunky teak steps there that go round. So lots and lots of space here. You'll notice on the side here, more teak on the top, big chunky cleats and fair leads, and everything around here oozes Princess quality. There's lots of space, lots of locker space as well, and all important, I always look for these, there's an Eberspacher central heating vent in the cockpit. A lot of boats miss this out, but here in the winter you could sit here and the hot air will pump around this cockpit space and heat it up very, very nicely. So a good generous sized cockpit here on this Princess 50. Okay, so I'm now sat down inside the lazarette and it's a really, really big space. In fact, I think they probably could have put another bedroom in here, which leads me on to the fact that I suspect that the Princess 50 does have a crew quarter option because this is so big. But this boat has got a huge lazarette space. It's really nice to see. It's also got sound deadening throughout, and that's because down here you've got the generator, you've got the heating unit, and all of the controls for the rest of the boat. So you've got battery packs, you've got switch panels, you've got easy access here to the stern gear. Everything that you need from a mechanical point of view is very easy to get to with lots and lots of space. So down here you've got a life raft there, you've got banks of batteries, access to the engine exhausts. Absolutely everything's down here, and there's even a 10 horsepower engine just next door to me here, which gives you an idea of the size of space. So lots and lots of space here. And then if I come up to this side, you can see the generator. Now this is a really good chunky generator. It's an Onan generator and yeah, very, very powerful. What I'll do is I'll overlay the video. I'll put on here what the kilowatt output on this is. I believe from memory it's about 9.5, but I will confirm that. And again, more storage space and everything beautifully lined, lots and lots of soundproofing here. So if the generator's running but you're up in the cockpit enjoying the space, you won't be deafened out by the sound of a generator. Just behind, if we just spin the camera around, there's the battery charging points. There's an inverter there as well, and then you've got the 2 breakers for the stern thruster and the bow thruster. So everything is all here, very, very easy to access. And it's a lot of quality down here. You can feel this is a very, very well built boat, typical Princess quality here. So I shall jump out of the lazarette and...
Well, thank you, Andrew, for showing us the lazarette. And I've been hiding down here in the engine room, and I just want to show you around because this has got the, like Andrew said at the beginning, it's got the Volvo Penta D12 675 horsepower engines. And I know these engines quite well because I've known the owner for a few years now, and they're actually immaculate. They're very, very well kept, well serviced engines. And the owner regularly comes down here and has a tidy up and a clean up, which is quite rare for boat owners. A lot of boat owners don't tend to tidy up in the engine rooms, but this boat owner does, and it really reflects down here. Now, these engines were last serviced in January 2020, but the owner has only literally done about 5 or 6 hours. Due to the pandemic, this had very, very little use in this last year. And in fact, so much so that even, I've just been looking, even the engine oil is still lovely and golden. It's not even gone black. Normally diesel engine oil goes black quite quickly, and this is still a lovely golden colour. And it's just no age to it. So it kind of proves that the boat has actually done very little hours since. And down here it is easy access to check both engine oils, and we can also check the coolants from up here. There's a coolant on here and a coolant on here. We can also get round and have a look round to the front of the engines and check all is well there. And we have also good access to the rear of the engines, which I'll just show you in a sec. So on the back wall of the engine room, so the stern wall of the engine room, we can see the ladder where we can come up and down into the engine room. I've uncovered these 2 hatches because I just want to show you the bilge. Absolutely bone dry, and both seacocks look in good shape. Also the stern seals, and there's one there in very good shape, and it has 2 spare seals on each shaft. Pan round to the other one so we can see that as well. We can see again 2 spare seals on the shaft, and again in very good condition. We can come up to the water strainers, and again the water strainers, even the lids are nice and clean, which is rare to see. We can see directly in, and we've got switchable fuel filters. That means to say is that there's 2 of these pre-filters for each engine, as we can see there, which basically means if we have a blockage in one filter, we can simply just turn a handle to be able to swap from one filter to the other, so we don't need to change any filters when we're out at sea. But as we can see, looking at the fuel condition, it's absolutely pristine. There's no contamination at all in these filters, which is a good sign that the fuel tanks are in very, very good order. Also, we can pan round and we can see the water locks for the engines. Even the taps at the bottom of the water locks, which so often are badly corroded, are in lovely condition. And we can see the oil cooler, and then down to the gearbox, which again is all in just lovely, lovely condition. It's probably the best examples that I've ever seen of these engines. Everything is beautifully clean down here, and even the insulation to the underside of the floor is in perfect condition. Quite often it's starting to peel and fall down on boats as they get on boat engine rooms as they get older, but here it's still in pristine condition. It is a real credit to the owner.
So here I am in the saloon area of the Princess 50, and what you might notice is the camera is just outside, but a really, really good size opening here. Now the patio doors are actually a double fold door, so they slide twice to really open the back up really nicely. And this is just a really, really big space. You've got beautiful condition high gloss cherry here. This table actually looks like it was varnished yesterday. It is totally immaculate. I was struggling to even see a mark on it. Now this table also hides a little feature. On a lot of boats like this, what you do to convert this into an additional sleeping area is they normally have a gas strut on them. You unhook the gas strut and then you sit on the table goes down. This is much easier, and it's going to be ably assisted by Jonathan, who's simply going to press a button. And have a watch what happens to this table when you press the button. Down it goes. It's a really cool feature. So to convert this into the double bed, you literally touch a button and then move the cushions over to here, and you've got that additional guest area for someone to sleep. So lots and lots of space here for people to sit around and eat. And then if we lift the table back up again, we go back into dining area. So it's really nice. Little touches. A lot of boats, people like to have a lamp in the corners, but then when you get on board the boat, you realise there isn't a plug socket. So where are we going to wire in the lamp? There is a plug socket here. So plug socket in the corner there, another plug socket in the corner there. So all the little things that you are thinking, oh, well, I've had a boat in the past, I needed to add that in. Princess have already thought about that and covered it. So a nice big size area here. All the wall linings are in beautiful condition. All of the trim, the vinyl. Again, 2007 boats, sometimes you can, looking at these boats, you start to get some wear on the linings. Now, I know from personal experience, and I'll post a video about this in due course, I've recently relined the whole of a Phantom 40. It's not a job you want to be doing. But on this boat, it is absolutely pristine. It really does look like a boat far newer than 2007 in pretty much every single way. So we can spin the camera around now. There's a couple of other features on this side of the saloon area I'd like to highlight. So I've now come over to this side of the boat. Now on this side what you have is a really good size sofa area here. On quite a lot of boats like this you'll end up with just enough space here for 1 or 2 people, but actually if you're here in a party environment, I think you get 3 people along this. It's a really nice size, and all of the leather is in absolutely beautiful condition on this boat. Now this area here, typical Princess, really high quality, high gloss cherry woodwork here, all in really nice condition. Now this is a typical place where you'd put a big television. Of course the problem with putting big televisions up here is that when you go along you need to store them somewhere. Princess have thought about this. So just tucked away in this drawer here is a flat screen television. It's really nice to see it nicely in there, out the way. When you finish with it, you just slide it back and you end up still with this amount of work surface here. Now, underneath here, you also have a saloon fridge. So in here, you're able to keep any drinks that you want to have easy access to from the saloon. It's all perfect condition, and you've got a matching veneer on the front there to go with the gloss cherry. So it's a really nice little area, and of course my favourite feature is the lit drinks cabinet. No large flybridge should be complete without a lit drinks cabinet. Don't want to say that when you've had a few to drink. So lovely features here, lovely Princess quality gloss woodwork, and yeah, just a really nice size space, and everything about this Princess has impressed me. Build quality, size and space, and just the attention to detail everywhere. It's absolutely lovely. So what I'm going to move on now to is the galley. Let's show you more down there. So here I am in the galley area on this Princess 50. Now the galley is not the largest galley in the world, but I have to say it's very well thought out and very nicely appointed. The other thing I really like about it is the fact that you're up high with the rest of the saloon. So when you're preparing a meal, you can be with your family who will be playing or spending time in this saloon area. So I like that. Now, whilst it doesn't have a huge amount of work surface, it's been nicely thought out that each of the units, such as the sink and the bin, have got these granite infills. So it does create a big amount of work surface when these are in place. So what have you got under them? In here, you have a large sink. Now, quite often on boats, they have quite small size sinks, and it's a struggle to try and find the right size washing bowl. No such issue here. It's a full size sink. And then of course you have your bin here covered again with one of these granite tops. Everything that you need is here, lots and lots of cupboard space, storage space, and in fact there's a locker on the floor which has got a really deep locker in it. That goes right the way down to the bottom of the boat, loads and loads of space there. I think some people probably put vacuum cleaners in there or just additional food storage. Behind me you've got space for more glasses, you've got space for cups, teas, coffees. You can see the owner of this boat here has got a kettle and a toaster on the top here. And on this side, more storage space, and of course you've got a hob. This is a 3-burner ceramic hob. No gas on the boat because you don't need it, because you've got that great powerful generator. So the hob is here, and then just above you have a microwave oven, which is a combi oven, so it can also double up as a traditional oven as well as the microwave. Just behind me here you have a large fridge. It's a good sized fridge with a good solid stainless steel latch on it, and loads of space for food in there, and you also have a freezer compartment. So as I've said, it's not the largest galley area in the world, but it's extremely well appointed and has everything that you need to prepare a meal and spend time with the family while you're doing it. It's a good space to be, very, very well thought out. So I'm down now in what can only really be described as a hallway area, all lined in this beautiful cherry wood, very, very high gloss, and again, just in perfect condition. I know I keep going on about it, but I don't think I've been on another boat that's even, 2-3 years old that has cherry wood that just doesn't have marks on it. It really is in beautiful condition. So down here you have a nice amount of space, and I'll show you into the cabins now, but I think you're going to be shocked as to how big this midships cabin is. It is massive, a really enormous bed right in the middle of the boat. And then to this side you have bunk beds, fantastic for children. I've got a 6 and a 9-year-old, and they would love to sleep up here on these bunk beds. And then access to the master toilet, the master heads, and then forward into the master cabin. It's a silly little thing, but it's actually really shows you how this owner cares for this boat. During the winter months, he actually leaves electric blankets on the beds on their lowest setting, which means that all the bedding is beautifully aired and stays very, very warm. So we're now in February, and the boat, as soon as we walked on, felt bone dry, just as it would do during the middle of the summer, and everything is just beautifully maintained and beautifully looked after by this owner. She really is a credit to the current owner. So let me show you this beautiful master midships cabin now. So look at this space in this midships cabin. You have an enormous central bed here, lots of room to walk around. I've just looked down, you've also got lots of Eberspacher heating outlets. There's actually 2 of them in this cabin. That gives you an idea of how much space there is down here. So central bed here, you've got lockers all the way along the side, your individual reading lamps. Again, this gloss, beautiful high quality gloss cherry, even at the background there. A lot of boats would be tempted to line that with vinyl, which again would look nice, but just having that high quality gloss there looks beautiful. There's a cabinet here, which again is beautiful design, nice attention to detail. And then on top of here, you've also got a television in this cabin as well as a full-size mirror on this side here. So lots and lots of space, bedside cupboards, everything that you could possibly need from a master cabin. And remember, this is the midships cabin, so it's a really nice feature to be right in the middle of the boat, and 2 big portholes that you can look straight out of there. The new, very latest big Princesses have all adopted this style now of having a large midships cabin with large windows, and this you can see really is the first generation of these latest style boats utilising this massive midships cabin. Now, there is also an ensuite to this, and it's an ensuite which has its own wraparound shower cubicle, and I'll go in there now and show you more about that. So just filming now in this midships ensuite cabin, which also acts as the masthead. You've got a massive wraparound shower here. And something else I really like is on most showers, you can see that the water comes out the side of the wall. Actually, this is directly above. So you've got a proper monsoon shower from above. It's really nice. And it's a big cubicle there. I'd say that cubicle there is easily as big as the cubicle I have in my house at home. The rest you can see here, you've got a lovely quality marble surfaces for the heads here. You've got this high gloss cherry all the way around here. You've got bathroom cabinets here. And again, I talked earlier about this Princess quality. You can see that inside this cupboard, the teak is actually laid all the way throughout. Now, some manufacturers would probably have just laid the teak up to the cupboard. Nope, Princess have gone all the way through. Big chunky steps of teak here. It's an electric toilet. and you've got blinds here as well with these big portholes, so you can have some privacy in here with the blinds as well. You've got a large window on this side and then more storage space up at the top. It's a really good size in here. So I'm now here in the front cabin, and actually the front cabin has got a slightly different feel than the rest of the boat. You've got this really nice fabric at the back here, which is just at the end of where the headboard is, and actually it makes this room feel much cozier than the rest of the boat. Although this is not the master cabin, this is of course the guest suite, because I've shown you the main large cabin midships. This is a really good size. You've got plenty of room for changing here. Sometimes on front cabin boats you don't end up with much space to change, so if you've got a weekend away with friends it can be difficult to close the doors and then get changed. No such problems on this boat, lots and lots of space. You've got full size hanging lockers on each side, and then you've got vanity units on each side that lift up, and again high quality cherry in absolutely beautiful condition. And then you've got these gold curtains which again just close this room in a really cozy nice way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to actually take hold of the camera and just look around the room just so you can see and get more of a feel for the inside of this particular cabin. So I've moved the camera to handheld now just so I can pan around this cabin, and I think you'll agree it does have this really nice cozy feel. I mentioned here earlier that it is during February, so you can see the owner here has an oil-filled radiator down here, and you can see the cable there going to the electric blanket, which is keeping the bed all nicely dried and kept in tip-top condition. So this is really lovely. It's a beautiful cozy cabin. The two full-size wardrobes are just up here, and then the other one on this side, and then you've got these vanity lift-ups just here. And then if you open this door here, this goes into the ensuite. Again, a really big space. The floor laid to this solid teak. It's another full-size shower unit here. I should have removed the cleaning bottle there. And all these cupboards on either side, and then this big mirror here. So again, typical big spacious heads, just like the other one, and then you've got these cool white LEDs making this feel really fresh. And this is just the ensuite. All important air dispatcher heating unit there, and vent there. Always look for those in bathrooms, often overlooked, and that's of course an electric toilet there. So I'll just close that door back up again. And that is the guest cabin. And then I've gone handheld again just to show you into the final cabin. This is a 3-cabin layout boat, and this is the bunk beds that I mentioned about earlier. Now you've got here a oil-filled radiator, again just keeping the temperature high in this room during the winter, and lots of space. They're actually really long beds. Sometimes you can end up with mini bunk beds, and in fact the bottom one can barely have a 5-6-year-old child in it, but actually this one, they're full length. A full adult would be able to stretch down on the bottom bunk and the top bunk. It goes round the corner right the way down to the bulkhead here, and then you can see really nicely again a full length high gloss cherry cupboard, which is where you can store your clothing, and then you've got a reading light at the top there, and then this cupboard space again at the top. So lots and lots of space, lots and lots of storage, and this is the 3rd cabin on this boat.
Okay, well thank you Andrew for showing us the cabins, and I just wanted to show you a bit at the helm, and just really some of the bits and pieces this boat has. Just to go through it though, we've got the usual switch panel here, and we also have the generator control button here as well, and then normal array of switches to turn things on and off. There is a Kenwood stereo just fitted down here, nothing special about it, but it does have a USB point and a CD player. And we've got a Raymarine E120. There's another one up at the helm on the flybridge as well. And this does have an open array Raymarine scanner as well. So we've got radar and scanner. And we also have autopilot. And as Andrew said in the start of the video, it's got a bow and stern thruster. But what he forgot to mention was it also has a remote control. So we operate the remote control by pressing the 2 on buttons, and then simply, so we can do the bow, port to starboard, we can do the stern, port to starboard, or we can operate both at the same time by pressing the middle button. Just like that, very easy. We can walk around the boat with this, we can walk on the pontoon with this. So if we're tying up single-handed or short-handed, it's a very useful kit to have. Very much recommended. If you do happen to have a side power system fitted, I'd always recommend getting the remote control with it as well. And simply to turn it off, you just hold the off button down and it will beep at you to tell you it's off. Nice little addition. Of course, being the D12 engines as well, the engine controls are electronic. So very light to use, very easy use. And of course, we have a nice display of all your engine gauges at the top here, as well as we've got a VHF radio, trim tabs as well. And it's just very nicely laid out. I particularly like what Princess do with the helm seats as well. I do like these individual helm seats, and again, very well put together, very good quality. And even from this point of view from driving the boat, you've actually got a good visibility. We've got the 3 large windows at the front, and there isn't any big pillars that really obscure your vision. Yes, these are big pillars, but they're not really wide. So there's nothing really wide that will obscure your view. This actually has a screen over the glass at the moment. It's a winter screen, so from the outside it looks black and you can't see in, but from the inside you can still see out. But it's just a good bit of privacy and helps protect from the sunlight shining in. Another thing I like about this is actually a lot of boats, especially flybridge boats, when you drive from the inside, you can get a glare off the dashboard. This has been particularly fitted with a black dashboard and all across under the windows as well. It's so often that it's still white GRP or white material, and you get a real glare on the inside of the screen on sunny days. It's nice to see that they've had the thought about this. And Princess, you know, having many years in the business, do build good quality, well thought out boats. So all in all, it's a very good helm position. But not forgetting there's another one up on the flybridge. So I think we're going to go up on the flybridge and show you around up there.
So I'm up here on the flybridge, and I hope the camera angle shows just how big this flybridge is. You have a fantastic, great big U-shaped seating arrangement here. Now the owner's taken some of the seating off here from the winter to keep it nice and dry and protected, but you have a big generous size seating. You have a table here which again has been protected, and then you have a double helm unit here. You have a Raymarine E120. Jonathan kindly mentioned that was the same plotter as down below. On some boats you end up with smaller plotters up on the flybridge, not the case with this particular boat. And then you've got all the same engine controls up here as you have down below. So all of your dials, all of your gauges to monitor your engines are all up here. You also have the bow and stern thruster joystick, but of course remembering you've got the remote control, and that remote control you are able to operate both up here and down below. So lots and lots of space. Of course you've got the EDC nice electronic controls with these powerful D12 engines. I can just imagine a lot of fun in the summer, all your friends up here enjoying blasting across the waves in this beautiful Princess 50. Now just in sight here, you're just catching the edge here of what is also a big sun pad area. You could get 3 people sunbathing on the back here, which doesn't impinge upon the space here. So sunbathing area, entertaining area, everything really that you could imagine wanting up here on a flybridge. Now this boat also has a bimini cover. So a lot of boats, they only have them out in the Med, but there's one here. So this cover comes up and provides protection from the sun during the summer, so you can protect this whole area. Also, the other advantage of a bimini cover is it does make the flybridge much more usable in the evening, because it keeps some of the damp off. So even on a nice hot summer's day in the UK, the temperature drops quite dramatically at night, and a bimini can just mean that this upside space stays usable for that bit longer. So it is a lovely place to be, loads and loads of space, and probably one of the nicest flybridge layouts that I've seen on a 50-foot boat. So I'm going to call the video to an end here. I have massively enjoyed showing you over this Princess 50. It has to be one of my favourite boats that I've shown you on these videos. The boat is fully loaded with the electronics packages. It's got the generator, it's got the bow thruster, the stern thruster, everything that you could possibly want in a boat, this has got. The boat is presented in beautiful condition. I can't stress that enough, and I've probably banged on about it too many times on this video, but the woodwork down below is beautiful. The upholstery is immaculate. The sides of the boat, we're in the middle of the winter now. Often the boats, they lose some of that sheen. This boat hasn't. She looks like she's just been polished. She hasn't. It's just the polisher's done a fantastic job. So overall, this boat is presented in beautiful condition. I would say it's quite a unique opportunity to buy this Princess 50 at the moment. Boats in this condition and this specification don't come on the market very often. So thanks so much for watching. Please like, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Any questions you've got about the boat, please feel free to contact us. We will be doing viewings on the boat, obviously a COVID safe and secure viewings. Get in touch with us at Parker Adams, our website parker-adams.co.uk. And inquire about this boat. Thank you so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you on the next video. Many thanks.